Are you going to the bathroom properly? You can tell me. I've talked to many women who can't go to the bathroom once a day. They go once every few days, once a week, and that's not good. Fiber is not a sexy topic in menopause. I know, and neither is your bowel movements, but listen, you might need this back to basics video if you are constipated. If you find yourself hungry shortly after meals, like physically hungry, if you're worried about blood sugar, if you think you might want to work on your gut health. Maybe you're actually thinking about a detox. Little hint here, fiber is detoxifying. It is. Maybe you're thinking about cholesterol control at this age. And if you have PMS in your perimenopause to menopause transition, you are gonna wanna stay here because at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you like the easiest tip to get more fiber in your life and make it easy on your stomach or your guts. Because we need to talk about why you may need way more fiber at this age and stage, and why. Now, this is general advice. Everybody is different. My standard disclaimer is in the description. This isn't medical advice. It's information, education, and conversation. And if you're new here, welcome to my Back to Basics series. How are you? If you dare, if you want to talk about it, please drop your age in the comments below. Let me know how old you are. My demographics here on YouTube say a lot of you are kind of young. But no matter, we're all here to talk about aging as women. And if you want to talk about health and wellness from a mindful perspective, from a non-restrictive perspective, and you think we can be friends, subscribe, hang out, and we can chat. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is constipation. I have a friend who tells me she doesn't really poop more than once or twice a week. So if she's eating 3 meals a day, that's a lot of poop in there. If you're not going to the bathroom though once a day in a well-formed bowel movement, you might need some fiber. And the other thing that you can look at, actually, it's probably the first thing you should look at, is your hydration. Are you drinking 1/2 to 1 ounce per pound of body weight? If you don't know how hydration changes in menopause, I'm gonna ask you to check out this video right here, because even if you're getting enough fiber, that can actually constipate you if you're not hydrated. Now, don't leave yet, because I will be sharing the general guidelines so you can compare and think, am I getting too much? Am I getting too little? And you can start to think about your own bathroom habits. And too much fiber can be constipating. Women who get into the raw veggie kind of habit, who want to lose pounds, who want to get on a diet, they can actually cause themselves some real stomach upset just cutting up that celery and carrots. Their digestive system may not be used to that, and there's so many things that go into digestion, and too much fiber itself can end up with gas, bloating, cramping, sometimes diarrhea, sometimes constipation. And that can be because you're just not used to all that fiber and you might not be drinking enough water. Fiber absorbs water into your gut to help you poop easier, to help the poop slip out. And now, when you think about fiber, it's actually like an intestinal scrub brush. It starts to pull things off the wall of your intestine and push things out. Now, I know some of you maybe can't eat raw veggies. I've met women like this because when they put those in their system, it's like their gut just fills with water and they have diarrhea. Like I said, everybody's different. If you watch this video here, you're gonna learn 5 reasons why your digestive system might change at this age. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Do you find yourself hungry a little bit after you've had a meal? This could be because you don't have enough fiber. Because fiber expands with water, you can feel fuller. And now I'm not talking about this in the sense that you need to be volume vegetable eating like some diet talk tells you to do, loading up on tons of veggies so that you feel fuller, so that you eat less calories. I'm not talking about that. If you've watched my protein video, fiber is part of the picture of your meals and helping you feel satiated, helping with your blood sugar. Yes, we're gonna talk about that, and helping you just feel more satisfied, not just full. All of these things come together to help you with emotional satisfaction with your meals, and that's really important, I think, as we get a little older and you want to get off the diet train. I'm just highlighting the fact that when some of us eat more simple carbohydrates without protein, without fiber, and yes, without fat, we may feel hungrier quicker. Many women start their day eating some simpler carbs because they're busy, they just don't have time, it's what they're used to, and then they find that they're starving by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and that's when a really big lunch can come in. Nothing wrong with that, but then they can feel overfull, or worse yet, they criticize themselves for eating too much, when all maybe you have to do is just kind of think back to how much fiber and protein and fat you're getting at your first meal of the day. And for me, this equates to toasted breakfast. If I just had toast, I would be hungry by 10 o'clock in the morning. So I need to add a little avocado, a little egg, sometimes some sprouts, some greens. This is what I like. And this is what keeps me satiated. And if you could do this with all of your meals and snacks, protein, fat, and fiber, you might find you're pretty satiated too. Now let's talk about a third thing. I already mentioned it, and that is blood sugar. Fiber can help with balanced blood sugar. Soluble fiber comes in what we call mucilage. Hemicelluloses, pectins are actually in apples, helps slow that movement of carbohydrate into your bloodstream. And fiber might be helpful with things like insulin sensitivity, because as we age, we are at a higher risk for insulin sensitivity. There is science behind this. This study here talks about the impact of dietary fiber on inflammation and insulin resistance as we age. And it has a lot of information on the mechanisms of chronic inflammation, which really isn't the topic of this particular video, but it does if you scoot down far enough. It talks about how high fiber diets may improve insulin sensitivity by reducing hepatic liver content, and how fiber ingestion can blunt glucose and insulin response, which is pretty cool. So I think the moral of the story is we might all need more fiber. We're going to talk about some of the good sources when we go over the general health guidelines a little later on in this video. Trust me, I'm not going to make it too long for you. Okay, what about if you are thinking about a gut health diet, your gut health in general, or a detox? Gut health is a great thing to think about. There's so many things that are linked to your gut, including skin, your joints. We talk about the gut-brain axis, the way our brain is connected to our gut. There's many connections to the gut. And some people do a huge gut protocol that involves removing foods and removing toxins from the gut. Me, I am more of an add-in approach. So if you're thinking about your gut health, yes, fiber feeds prebiotic bacteria, which is important to gut health. But if you're actually thinking about it from a more detoxification or detox standpoint, fiber is your natural detox mechanism. You do have checks and balances in your body to get rid of the toxins that you encounter and the toxins that your own body makes. And that works with your digestive system, including your liver, digestive enzymes. It's a whole system. And that system helps you eliminate toxins. It involves your bile that your liver makes, but this also involves fiber too. So we talked about the mechanical role of fiber, but when you combine that with good bacteria in your gut, if you're trying to raise that good bacteria, prebiotic fiber helps you do that. You are detoxifying your gut by raising good bacteria in that gut environment just by eating food. And by eating food that helps you poop better. Fiber is like a microbiome maestro feeding the masses in your gut, the masses of good bacteria that you want to keep growing and thriving. I don't want to be repetitive, maybe you know this already, but a good gut microbiome, a good beneficial pack of bacteria in your gut is good for overall health, but mental health and mood too. Okay, what about that cholesterol? There's some studies that show that fiber helps to mop up extra fat. It traps excess sugars, triglycerides, and cholesterol in the gut. Sadly, heart health is more risky as we age and we lose our hormonal protection. So having fiber is a really good way to just protect yourself and mitigate the risk of heart disease. Just eat some fiber, okay? Eat it. And truly, this is a concern for my own self because I had a little higher cholesterol sneak up on me, which was a surprise, along with a little higher blood sugar when I had my breast implants infected. And it's still not going down. Coincidence? I don't know. So I'm paying attention to the fiber that I eat, the types of fats that I eat, and yes, my protein too, because I want to keep my muscle as I age. Fiber might actually help us with the metabolism of estrogen. So if you are suffering from PMS, this might be what you're waiting for. Yeah, you need to eat more fiber. And this is because there is some science that says fiber helps you reduce some circulating estrogen, namely your estradiol and your estrone, which is a little more prominent as you are aging in menopause. Fiber, along with bile, helps to bind and eliminate hormonal byproducts in the gut. Otherwise, it can recirculate back into the bloodstream. And this involves the liver because your liver has a couple of phases of detoxification, and this breaks down your estrogen. There are certain pathways it wants to send your estrogen down. And all of that fiber that you're feeding to your gut bacteria feeds another part of your gut called the estrobolome that helps with metabolism of estrogen. Basically, you want all this stuff to just go in the toilet. And fiber will help you do that. Conversely, if you have imbalances in your gut, well, that's going to affect your hormonal metabolism. It's kind of cool. Okay, how much fiber should we eat? I'm going to show you some data again. All right, here we are in the Canadian Digestive Health Foundation, and it's going to show you how much fiber you potentially might need. Now, of course, this is going to be different for everybody, but for females in and around the age of 19 to 50, you can see we need 25 grams of fiber, roughly as a guideline. And then when you pass 51, it goes down to 21 grams. Same thing for men. Anyone 19 to 50, 38 grams. But look, as you pass the 51 mark, we're going down 30 grams. And this is a great website. It talks about ages and stages, and even the fact that we need to decrease our fiber as we age because of the changes that occur in our gut. We can have less motility. We can have a problem with absorption of nutrients and digestion. And so we need to watch our fiber. But of course, everybody's going to be different. And can we just note the recommended water intake in here? I've talked about hydration before. Of course, I'm directing you to my other video. I would love you to watch it. But this Better Health channel, which is from the government on Australia, I mean, all the basic information from public health in different countries is about the same. This is a great website, though. It talks about water and the importance of it, and water in your food. And here, how much fluid should you drink in a day? Women 19 years plus, 2.1 liters. So that is about 8 cups. And then you can change it depending on whether or not you're sedentary, whether or not you're in a cold environment. You might need less. Do you have a high protein diet? What about a high fiber diet? What about if you're sick? It's an excellent little resource, but I thought I would just highlight, like, wow, a lot of water. That says a lot. Okay, how do you get more fiber and not be constipated or have the opposite problem? Go slow. Don't just wake up like that with that Monday diet mentality and start whacking in your carrots, your veggies, all the stuff that's raw. No, you want to go slow. Start with 3 to 5 grams of fiber and hydrate. Hydrate. Drink. And you can start slowly with that too. Upping them both is going to help you avoid constipation. Okay, what foods have soluble fiber? Think of oats. Think of apples. Flaxseed, beans, lentils, you get the picture. Chia seeds, although chia seeds may have less fiber. In fact, if you want to try to gently increase your soluble fiber in your diet, try my split pea soup in my Cooking for One video. Soups and smoothies provide easily digestible fiber. It's cooked, it's broken up, it's a little easier on the gut, and it's also really tasty. You can pack a lot of variety in there with herbs and broth and really give yourself a satisfying, nourishing meal, whether it's a cold smoothie or a hot soup or a cold soup. Plus you're adding hydration, and does this not sound way more tasty than scarfing down bunches of celery? If you want an easy tip to get more fiber in your diet and you don't feel like making a soup, hopefully you like a smoothie, go the easy route. Go to the grocery store, buy some frozen veg, and slowly add some into your smoothie. Put it in your blender, whip it up. Things like berries, pears, bananas, they're going to take away the taste of any frozen kale or cauliflower or beets, which are all really good, not just for your digestion and your microbiota, but your liver too. And yes, you're pooping. It is okay to go for convenience. It's okay to cook, and it's okay to go for a combo of both. So to increase the fiber in your life, to make life simple, get some frozen veggies. And you know what? I'm not even gonna harp on anybody who buys canned veggies. We all need accessible foods. All foods can fit. We just have to ask ourselves the question, does it fit me and my life? Let me know in the comments if you think you've hit your fiber quota, and if you have anything you'd like to talk about, I would love to hear it. But for now, that's this week's video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.